Before we dive in, a big thank you to Zbiotics for sponsoring this video. If you like to enjoy a few drinks, but still want to feel great the next day, stick around till the end to learn more, or use my link in the description for 15% off your first order. One night in long bygone times, man awoke and saw himself. He saw that he was naked under cosmos, homeless in his own body. All things dissolved before his testing thought. Wonder above wonder, horror above horror unfolded in his mind. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, a creature known as the Irish elk, or giant deer, roamed Eurasia. Standing 7 feet tall with antlers spanning up to 12 feet across, it was a true giant. Millions of years of evolution forged these massive antlers, which were weapons for mating, display, and survival in a brutal world. But at a certain point, these magnificent antlers became a liability. They grew so large and heavy that they made it impossible for the deer to move swiftly through forests to escape predators. The nutritional cost to grow them was immense, often leading to deficiencies in the rest of their bodies. What was once a key to survival became a maladaptation, an evolutionary debt. Ultimately, these overgrown antlers contributed to the giant deer's extinction around 5700 BCE. As the giant deer faded, humanity was on the rise. We didn't just roam the planet, we took it over. Thanks to the most advanced consciousness Earth had ever seen. Our consciousness is our weapon, forged by nature, to help us survive and thrive. It gave us organized hunting, agriculture, civilization, and industry. But the 20th century Norwegian philosopher, Peter Wessel Sapfe, argued that our consciousness is like the Irish elk's antlers. It's grown beyond its practical function, leaving us with an overwhelming awareness that we don't know how to handle. It's turned our very existence into a problem. Sapfe wrote, a species had been armed too heavily by spirit, a two-edged blade cleaving everything. But he who is to wield it must grasp the blade and turn the one edge toward himself. Sapfe was a fascinating character, a mountaineer, a lawyer, and an existential philosopher. Despite writing about the deepest despair, he spent much of his life climbing mountains, being the first to ascend several peaks in Scandinavia. His philosophical work, however, is a descent into the valleys of uncertainty. He was intensely aware of death and suffering, which led him to dissect human consciousness itself. In his 1933 essay, The Last Messiah, Zapp argues that our consciousness, like the elk's antlers, weighs us down. It reveals the terrifying conditions of our existence. We are trapped in mortal bodies, governed by a chaotic reality, and abandoned by a universe that offers no meaning. From this perspective, humanity's long-term survival seems unlikely. He wrote that man has lost his right of residence in the universe. He is mighty in the near world, but curses his might as purchased with his harmony of soul. And yet we've not only survived, we've thrived. This made Zapp wonder, how do we carry on in the face of this tragic awareness? He pointed out that if the giant deer could have trimmed its antlers, it might have survived. Humans, in a way, can do this. We can shave down our consciousness, artificially limiting its scope to make life bearable. Zapp identified 4 main ways we do this. The first is asterisk isolation, asterisk. Simply ignoring or repressing unsettling thoughts about life and death. In most social situations, it's considered bad form to bring up the futility of it all. We self-shelter, like protecting a child from a harsh truth. The second is asterisk anchoring, asterisk. This is creating stable points of reference to give us a sense of purpose and security. These are the larger systems we cling to. God, the state, morality, fate, family, or the future. They provide a framework that makes our lives feel meaningful. Third is asterisk. Distraction, asterisk. We fill our days with tasks, hobbies, and entertainment to keep our minds occupied. We work, we watch sports, we play games. We engage in countless activities that don't require the full, terrifying power of our consciousness, like play fighting with foam swords instead of steel blades. Finally, there's asterisk. Sublimation. Asterisk. Asterisk. This is the rarest method, where we transform our existential dread into art and creative expression. We take the raw pain of awareness and channel it into something aesthetic, turning suffering into beauty or insight. But for Zeph, all these defenses are temporary. They require constant denial of our true nature. We survive as a species, but we lose ourselves as fully conscious humans. To embrace our consciousness fully, Zaplev believed, would mean facing the horror of our condition, which would lead us to stop reproducing. This is the dilemma. To continue as a species, we must deceive ourselves. But to be true to our consciousness, we would choose to end it. We're trapped. In The Last Messiah, Zaplev imagines a figure who reveals this truth to humanity, causing everyone to finally see through the illusion and accept their despair, leading to a voluntary extinction. It seems the only options are self-deception or self-annihilation. But is there another way? Perhaps instead of seeking a grand resolution, we can learn to live without one. Maybe, through a kind of exposure therapy, we can grow indifferent to our need for ultimate purpose and embrace the aimlessness. Zap's own life might offer a clue. He climbed unclimbed mountains and thought unthought ideas. His work was a form of sublimation, a way to transcend the very conditions he described without denying their truth. This is the absurd beauty of humanity. We face reality, and we find ways to transcend it. As long as we continue, we can evolve. We can grow stronger, strong enough to bear the weight of our own minds. As our necks get stronger, our view of the world expands. If you enjoy grappling with these kinds of ideas, I'm thrilled to share that my new book, The Terrible Paradox of Self-Awareness, is coming in March 2026. It's my most candid and perhaps darkest book yet, but it's also deeply hopeful. You can pre-order your copy using the link in the description. Sometimes, the best way to wrestle with these big questions is with friends, maybe over a couple of drinks, but the next day can pay the price. That's where this video's sponsor, ZBiotics, comes in. ZBiotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic created by PhD scientists that breaks down an unwanted byproduct of alcohol. This helps your body handle drinking better, so you can have a great night out and still feel sharp the next day. For me, whether I need to focus on work or just be present, ZBiotics means I can responsibly enjoy a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. They have a 100% money-back guarantee, so it's a no-brainer to try. Just remember to make it your first drink of the night, and always drink responsibly. Use my link in the description to get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.